Hi, Pony. Um, I haven't made one of these videos in like a really long time, or rather, I haven't made one of these videos and not deleted it. And I'm gonna try not to delete this one. Um, there's been a lot that's happened to me since I've last uploaded a video, and um, metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is one of the words that I can describe things that's happened to me as. It's only made me grow. But usually when you grow, it's because you're forced to. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are forced to grow, you are pushed to grow, there is some force that makes you want to grow. And this initial force was when I got broken up with. And um it hit so intensely on me because it sort of came out of left field, in my opinion. Um why am I deluding myself? It was bound to happen. It felt like there was something off in the relationship, and I didn't want to let it go. Like a kid holding their mom's hand, I don't want to let go. And that's one of my issues. I'm usually the one who doesn't walk away. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing to see a situation, understand that it's not okay, and still push forward and still try and pick up the ashes because that's all there are. Ashes, remnants of what once was. Truly reflecting on a breakup, this was the worst. I've only ever been with two people in my life, so I have not much to compare it to, but for a period of my life, I believed that he was the one, that he meant so much to me and that I meant so much to him. And it hurts to think about. I try to put my brain back into that girl that I once was, and I can't. All I see is this shell of a person that I was. Because that's what I was. I was not myself. I fell into the delusional idea that love was something that I needed. And it's true, I need love, but this love was not the right kind. He was an amazing person, and he showed me what love meant. Because my last relationship, I didn't truly experience love. It was the idea of being comfortable. It was the idea that if I said I loved this person, that I meant it. I never really meant love with my first ex. But my most recent one, he opened my eyes to what love meant. And it hurts to say that he is no longer in my life at all. We have ceased contact. There's no reason for me to reach out to him because he's living his life and I'm living mine. And while I can fully say that I have moved on and that I don't miss him, I sit here and wonder why. Why did I deserve that? Why was the love that was so flourishing and blossomed with every move suddenly ripped away from me? Why did he leave me for another woman? What part of me was not enough? But I don't believe that. I ask myself, was I not enough? No, I should never ask myself a question like that. Because I am me. And he clearly didn't want my love. And it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. I am worthy of love. Not just in a romantic aspect, but in all aspects of this life. I am worthy of love, and if I am not given even a shred of love, I shouldn't find that situation happy. There is nothing that I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about these past relationships, and there's nothing I can do to get them back. But do I want them back? I find myself asking the question why a lot. But let's just say for some reason we did get back into contact. I don't think any answer would be enough for me. I don't think there would be an answer of why. Getting bored of me? Why? Just didn't feel the same love? Why? There is no true answer to the why. And that's what I've told myself. There's no way I'm going to be satisfied with how a relationship ended. But all I know is that it ended for a reason. And I'm not owed that answer. You are not owed anything in life is something I don't like to hear. And I don't owe anyone else. You owe everyone everything. Not in a literal aspect. You don't owe everyone your entire life. But there are people in your life that you keep close and you owe them things. You owe people kindness. And that is something I will die on. You owe everyone around you kindness. A smile, a good morning, a how are you, a simple talk. You owe people that. Because you are given this life, and kindness is the only way that people move through life. You move through life with such hatred and, you know, cynical acts, and you aren't going to be given a life that you want. So I smile at strangers, and I stop people and I ask them, "Where did you get your shoes? They're really cute." It, you don't owe anyone anything, but at the same time, you do. You can walk through life with that mindset, but you do. But I am not owed an explanation, nor am I worth an explanation, and not in a self deprecating aspect, but what would an explanation do for me? What would being told why I was left for benefit me in any way? If anything, it would just make me worse. I would pick apart myself, which is what I did. My looks, my body, my attitude, my emotions, everything was picked apart. And I analyzed myself and I dissected myself like a school project, like those dead fucking frogs. And I saw every bit of myself. And even then, it wasn't clear to me. Now I look at myself, I sometimes don't know who I'm looking at, what version of myself. But I think I am every version of myself. Like layers to it. You peel them back and you find things. With the right person, I can be peeled back and shown how depraved I can be in my darkest moments, how much I regret things. Peeled back, I can be shown the sad, sad girl that I once was, and that I always will be. There's only another layer to hide that sadness. Metamorphosis. What does it mean? What does it mean to change? What does it mean to grow? Metamorphosis doesn't inherently mean to grow. I could metamorphosize into something evil and cynical and dark into this world. But I don't think that I have. I've changed, and that's good. To change, you have to be uncomfortable. And I am so uncomfortable right now. I am so uncomfortable putting everything, all my emotions, into my little journal. I am so uncomfortable with the idea of life in this very moment. I am not comfortable right now. I feel on edge. I want to fall back and I want to push. I want to run away. I get the urge to leave every single day, leave everything behind. Not even in a physical sense. Mentally, just check out. Or even kill myself. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I owe it to myself to not fall back. I owe it to myself to see my potential, what I can be, and what I will be. But I am so uncomfortable right now, and that is the only way I'm going to change. Feeling this uncomfortability, feeling my skin crawl, it's the only way I'm going to become a better person. But will I become a better person? What if I fall into these bad habits once again, only in a new package? I think about it a lot. My insecurities eat at me all the time. And the only two relationships I've had, I've been left for other women. My mom left me when I was in high school. She was still in my life, but she moved away, and she put herself first. And I can't even blame her. She had her first kid at 18 years old, and she wasn't happy in this house. But she distanced herself, and in turn, I distanced myself. And even though she's tried her best to reconnect, I don't think I'll ever feel as close with her. And I hate saying that. Because there are people in their lives that don't have a mom at all. And here I am with a mom who's trying. But she hurt me a lot. She hurt a little girl. But I have to change. Metamorphosis. To change. I'm falling back into my old self. I thought I'd never be loved again. I thought that was my one chance at love. And I blew it. And it's gone. It slipped away from my fingers, and now I have nothing. But I discovered love in a different way. A friend I hadn't seen since high school came back into my life, and she changed me. She saved my life. And I do mean that. She tried. For me. For little stupid me. She came back into my life and saw a chance with me. And saw how we could be friends again. And I love her so, so much. My sister moved away. And I told myself, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't look at this as an opportunity to fail, to fuck up your life. Use it as an opportunity to grow. That's exactly what I did. I went out and I made friends. Really good friends. Friends that appreciate my presence. And I did make some bad friends. Friends that hurt me a lot. But that's a part of life. You know who you want to surround yourself with. You know who you want to be with. And it's foolish to think you'll never love again, because you're gonna love again and again and again and again and again until the day you die, until the day your heart stops. That's the only way you'll stop loving. Because it's not just romantic love that you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel the love of the sun, You're gonna feel the love of the earth, the love of a family member, the love of a friend. You're gonna feel the love of a fucking pigeon. You're gonna feel love. But the biggest love you'll ever feel is self-love. Learning to love yourself is one of the hardest things that I still struggle with every day. But there was a time where I could look at myself in the mirror and said, I love you. Not my face, not my body, not my features, me. Who I am, the kind of person I am. I love me. Not as much right now, but I love this girl who's me. Sometimes I feel stuck, like I'm falling, but I know I can pick myself back up. I know that this metamorphosis that I've gone through, that I was forced in, was the best thing that ever happened to me. I've never felt more like myself, my true self. I was a hermit who only went out with her ex-boyfriend and maybe her family, and maybe, just maybe, a friend, when I wasn't held back by the person who I thought loved me. When I wasn't made to feel guilty for going out, I went out, but now I have friends. I'm constantly going out with friends. I'm constantly having fun. And that's the version of myself I've always wanted to be. And it's only been 9, 10 months since I've gotten broken up with. Who knows what I'll grow into? Who knows what I'll fall back? Who knows what I'll still grow? When you grow, it's not a linear line of just pure happiness. There's gonna be divots, there's gonna be bumps in the road, but I know I can pick myself back up. There's a boy I met not too long ago, and I love him. And I mean it when I say those words. I love him. Not his body, not his mind, and while I do love those, I love him most for his mind and his soul. I really do love this person. And I'm scared. I'm scared by the fact that it could all go south. That I would lose this love. His mind is something I've never seen before. We were both young. So young. I haven't experienced the world in the way that I've wanted to yet. And he hasn't. Could it be ruined by us getting together? He said I love you first. He looked right into my eyes and said it, and I didn't believe it at first. And it only made me scared. It only made me want to run away. Because I know I love him. I know I do. But I don't know if I can accept it. I don't know how to feel. That's where I'm at. We're young, and I want him to live his life, and I want to live mine, but I hope my life I live is a future with him. My mindset is I want to date this boy, but I also don't. I also don't want to ruin what we have. But sometimes I feel pushed to the side, and sometimes I feel the crushing weight and the crushing anxiety that he's gonna choose someone else to love. And that's my insecurity. I know it. My insecurity of the fact that the only two relationships I've had, they've chosen other women. It eats at me a lot. Why me? Why? I keep asking myself that stupid fucking question that I know I'll never get a good answer out of. That I know I'll never get a answer out of. Because no answer can answer it. The question of why doesn't have any substance to it. Because I could just keep pressing further and further and further, and I'll never understand. I'll never be able to put myself in the mindset of the two men that hurt me. I'll never be able to see myself the way they saw me because they didn't see me. They didn't see me for who I was. They didn't. Through my glasses, they were looking at themselves. They didn't see past my face. They didn't see into my soul. And maybe I wasn't even looking for theirs. Maybe I was so deluded by this idea of being a girlfriend that I didn't bother. But I don't know. I try to block out so much. I only remember the good. And then I remembered the bad. I had to unearth it. I had to remember every single aching moment in order to change. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. And maybe I have to change. Maybe I need to grow. And I always will grow. But maybe in this moment now, I am being taught a lesson that says you need to grow. You need to change. But I'm gonna grow. And I'm gonna change. Maybe I won't like this change. But I am uncomfortable right now. Which means I'm changing. I can't see a difference in every day, but one day I will look back and not recognize the girl that's talking in this video. That's it. For now.